says Carl.
What in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, it's Jason from Denwerks. Got something pretty cool today. A 1971 Dodge swept side pickup camper special. It's actually a custom camper special. Very, very cool. One of Stanley's favorite trucks. We've got Mrs. D behind the wheel.
Hiding behind the mirrors.
Yes.
On this baby.
A guy in an auction, what did he, or a girl, I don't know, said it looked like moose horns.
Like a moose horn. And I thought that was so true. And I think the mirrors make this truck. I think it's really, really awesome.
Yeah, I think they're really cool. And I'm pretty sure that these are factory. But hey, thanks for checking out our auction. It is no reserve. A little raspy today. So I'm trying to be tough. That's what I'm trying to be. Sound like a biker or something. And then, but if you want to check us out on our website, right there, it's denwerks.com. You can check us out on our Instagram page.
Which is Denwerks_vintage_cars. You'll find us. And then we do have a podcast, and it's called No Reserve. And we talk about marriage, we talk about cars, we talk about our life, we talk about Stanley, our donkeys, our cows, just everything. So we'd love for you to listen in. We really enjoy doing it. And so if you want to listen in, you can find that on any podcast platform.
Yeah, it's really fun to do. So anyways, me and Mrs. D are representing this baby, and it's a cool rig. You do not see a Dodge D200 that often. They built these from 61, basically this body style, 1961 to 1971, and then they changed it. But very, very cool. This is a camper special, as you can see here. And then also the trim on the side denotes it as a custom. So it's a more of a top of the line type truck. They also had an Adventurer as well. This one has, you could get 3 different engines. I don't know if you could do it in a 3/4 ton, but 225, 6-cylinder, and a 318. But this has a 383 with 258 horse, 727 trans, and a 410 rear end. And the auction says 354, but we'll get that changed. It was just a typo. But you could get both options, I think, 354 or 410, and this has 410 on the back. So we'll just take a little look. We'll go through the lights. It's it's just a cool old truck. I would never paint this truck. It has been repainted one time, but I just love the look of it. It's just cool. So we'll show you. You got the marker lights working up here, headlights, we got brights, and then we got blinkers, and we got left, and we got right, and so everything's working up here. I was just going to show you the paint. You know, you can see a lot of paint missing on the hood. Little surface rust there, little bleed through. This looks like a little bit of filler right underneath this section right here. Not a lot, but I can see it. I'll just take you back to the front. The truck has very little rust. When you see it up underneath my lift, all the drop-offs, the cowl area, the frame, the inside rockers, very, very, very clean. The back of the cabs, very, very clean. A couple isolated spots, a couple little spots in the doors, and a couple little spots. You can see there's little rust holes right there on the hood, but very isolated. And that happens because debris gets back behind there and rust out the front there a little bit. But again, I probably wouldn't change it or anything like that unless you really wanted to. The grill looks in good shape. You know, it's got regular road rash and stuff. You see little cracks and stuff in the lights. What's really cool about these trucks, it's like owning like an old motorcycle. I was joking about my voice, but you know, they don't make a bunch of reproduction parts for this truck, which is actually really cool. So you use what you can get, the best that you can get, and restore those things. Unlike other rigs, you know, like Fords and Chevys, you can almost build a whole truck. And I just think it's what's cool, because these trucks are really survivors, and they really have a different look. Unlike that truck over there, you're gonna see that on Bring a Trailer probably. Original paint, F100 4x4 Ranger XRT, or not XRT, XLT. That's a cool truck right there. And one thing you'll notice different in the bodies, I always thought these trucks are a little bit wider, maybe a little bit, but sometimes the profile kind of, if you look here, the distance is shorter than that over there. So these trucks have a much more slim, kind of swept line look, I guess. But they really have a sporty look to me. So I'm gonna take you around. You can see the bumper is original, and it has some haziness to it and a little bit of age. I like the black inside that trim. The tires are Kelly 265/75 16s. Date codes on the front ones are 2011. The tread is probably about 60% on those. 2014s on the back, and I'm going to say those are about 85-90% on those. These Dodge hubcaps, pretty rare to find. I actually just sold a set of these, almost 400 bucks. So very hard to find those. And they are 16-inch wheels. You know, you're just looking at the paint, just general stuff. There is a little chip right there. And if you look up underneath here, there's a piece of trim, but it's not rusty up there, and it's not rusty up here on the hood or in the gutters. Actually, everything looks pretty good. I like the color combination. It's a medium blue. And one thing too, when you look back at this, and I think it's pretty cool, if you look at the back window or the cab, it kind of tilts back just a little bit. It's kind of stylish looking. And then they have this little belt line kind of right here. It's just cool looking to me. And definitely a lot of flair in the roof lines from like old Cornettes and stuff like that, B-bodies and stuff from the mid-60s. So if you look here, a couple little rust bubbles there, little spot there. Back of the cab though, like I mentioned, is actually really nice, and I'll take pictures of it underneath there. It's got 3 tanks, so one over there, one here, and one here. We're only using this one, and that's the only one we've ran it off, and so we don't know. This one here is not hooked up, but we're not sure about the other one, so you'd want to look into that further before you decide to put gas in there. Look around the wheel lip here, very clean. Just has enough patina on it to look great. You'll see the paint's very old, kind of little micro blisters right here. The bed's in good shape. They must have had something tied down in here. There was probably hooks, I'm gonna guess. You see right there, a couple little holes. There probably was eye hooks or something like that to tie stuff down. And you can see over there it pulled up just a little bit, but overall, really nice, clean bed. Take a look on this side. You know, just a cool old truck. You look down the side, actually very straight. Looks nice. Go ahead and we got lights on in the back. We got blinkers, left and right, and then we got brakes. And then we do have reverse. I don't know what's wrong with this left hand, but go ahead and put it in reverse. We did have that one working. I'm not sure why it's working. They're not working now, but kind of a Barton style bumper on it as well. Just take a look at you can see here, no accidents or anything. Very clean. If you look down this side, again, very nice. So we'll just take a look around the wheel lips. You can see a lot of little paint chips and scratches. I can't point out every little tiny thing, but I'm just trying to give you a general what the truck looks like. Here's some of those little micro blisters, little chips, little ding right there. couple little rust bubbles, scratches. There's some bubbles right here. These here is the Pentastar, you know, they only go on the passenger side. When I was new into this learning, because everyone learns, I thought they were supposed to be on the other side, but they only put them on this side. And one thing I learned too, just recently, is that, you know, the Sunbeam Tiger, they were bought by Chrysler late in their series. I went to look at a friend's collection of them, and I saw that Pentastar on there, and I didn't really realize they had them. That Chrysler bought them, and they kind of tried to put it as their own rig. So it's pretty interesting. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good look just in general condition of it. You hear it running. We'll do a little drive around. It doesn't blow smoke, starts up really easy. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. What did you say?
I said if you insist.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's a lead foot, I will tell you that. So there it is. We're going to show you the interior underneath the hood and some other stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks for looking. Yeah, and some driving. Hey, we're gonna show you the interior. I think Stanley's gonna help me. You gonna help? Maybe he's not. Yeah, he likes to try to crawl in these rigs. It's really funny. So anyways, nice interior. I've always liked the interior of these Dodges. Very, very nice condition. You can see the seat is in nice shape, very comfortable. This material is kind of a velour in the center, so when you move your hand different ways, it kind of changes a little bit, but it has a little bit of wear, but nothing major, nothing I would change. Looks nice. Dash pad is nice as well. Steering wheel's in good shape. A lot of room in these trucks actually, and very nice. Original floor mat. Does have some rips in it though. Here's your tanks, but it's set on this one here. Original tag, you can see here with the information on it. The jams all look really good, not rusty, not hit or anything like that. There's the original tag. This is the original paint inside the cab, so they only painted the outside, so this is the original paint in it too. Little rust spot right there, but the rest of the doors look really good. You can see here the armrest is cracking a little bit. Windows roll up and down good. I'll show you the other side in a minute. You can use new felts in here. I was going to go ahead and show you just a few things about it. Go ahead and start it up. So our oil pressure is up. The temp gauge only reads to like 150. It should be up at 180. So I think something's wrong with the gauge or the switch. But it doesn't overheat or anything like that. Here's your lights and your wipers right here. The radio comes on, but I can't get a channel out of it. Emergency flashers, you can see there flashing. Horn, blinkers work, the lighter works. Now here's the thing, it does have AC, but none of this is really working. The only thing that's working is this switch, and it's on high. So it's blowing out half up here, half down here. You can hear that cigarette lighter popped open, but it's on hot, but it doesn't blow as hot as it should. I think it's one of the doors underneath here need to be opened correctly to let all the heat in. But I know that there's some broken cables and stuff to this, so that's gonna need a little bit of work. So it's just not blowing as hot as it should, and there's not any coolant leaks or anything like that. The heater core, it's free because we did check that. So we'll go ahead to the other side and show you the other side real quick. Just wanted to show you the door. Same thing over here. Original paint. You know, all the original little spot welds. You know, it hasn't been hit or anything. Very, very clean. Now, one thing that I'll admit that I did, and I didn't really realize I did it, is it does have seat belts, but it only has the outside ones. I had the seat out, and the center seat belts weren't in it when I got it, and they were in a box. I threw them out on accident. So there's no center seat belts for this to go into those. So you'll have to find those. So I don't know where they're at. So, but I messed up. But that's okay. You can see up here, again, not rusty or anything. Up here, it's actually really nice in here. And there is actually one more little chip right there in the windshield. But hopefully that gives you a good view of it. There's a glove box. And just gives you a little bit more information of what the truck is and what it isn't. But it's a really solid truck, and it drives awesome. I love it. I'll show you some more stuff about it. Hey, thanks for cruising around with me and Mrs. D and the D200. She had one of her own. I think it was a D200. It was a newer body style she called Brownie.
Yeah.
Did you make up a name for this one yet?
Not yet. I should.
Yeah. Stanley was ticked off. I got this picture of him, and as we drove off, and you'll see it in the auction, took a picture of him, and he's giving us the eye because he likes to ride with us now.
Loves going in the car, but he has our backup because our mechanic is in the shop. So but he was not happy that we were taking off without him.
Yeah, he was. I don't know why I've let him. We have a Raptor that we drive all the time, and all of a sudden I've let him decide to go in it all the time, and now he thinks every time I go out the door he's got to come.
Yeah, he's totally into it.
So
I love this steering wheel of this truck. It's big.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, it just makes you feel like you're driving a classic truck, and I just love that.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's so comfy.
It is.
Look how much room
really comfortable
this truck has. And then you'll hear a little bit of wind noise, you know, through the old gaskets and stuff like that, but nothing bad. And like that exhaust leak I was talking about earlier, you can hear it faintly in here, but nothing really. Why don't you go ahead and slam on the brakes?
Okay.
Doesn't pull, no steering wheel shake or anything like that. So I was just, I looked back first before you did that, because I was thinking of Christmas Vacation, where they were driving and that guy was driving that old Dodge and he slammed his brakes in front of Clark.
Oh yeah, that is kind of the area where we live, where something like that could happen.
Yeah,
for sure.
So anyways, thanks for driving around with us. Just wanted to give you a good idea. Oh, you can see the speedometer and stuff works, the oil gauge and stuff down there, and the coolant down there, but some of these gauges aren't working up here, obviously. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. We're going to take a look underneath the hood real fast. There we go. And right there, there's two of them. You flip this over and then here, lift that up. Pretty cool, 383. This is actually a factory air conditioning truck too, which is pretty rare. So you don't see that very often. It's not working right now and it's not really hooked up. You can see the hoses are disconnected and stuff, but it is there. If you wanted to make it work again, you probably could. This is pretty cool. You put a toilet paper roll in here. This is an additional oil filter, and you literally take one from your bathroom and put it in there. And we actually, when we changed the oil, we did that. And then also it's got new valve cover gaskets on it. It does have new brakes on it as well, new cylinders in the front and the back. It's got drums all the way around. power brakes, power steering. Overall in pretty good shape. It does have a little exhaust leak. You can see it's got a new starter too. You can see a little crack right there on that exhaust manifold. It's not very loud or anything like that because you were watching it run, but I just want to make you aware of that as well. Up underneath the hood here, you know, not just looking at underneath the engine to show you the engine, I wanted to show you different stuff. There's a little bit of little caulking or something. There must have been a little rattle on that, but I just wanted to show you the cowl. Everything looks really good and no accidents up here. So actually a really clean truck overall. Go ahead, the original jack over there. Go ahead and start it up. Batteries from 2019. And you can hear that exhaust leak just a little bit. It's so minor. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. So I just wanted to make you aware of that, but good running little truck. So I like the torque of these 383s. Go ahead and step on it again. It's a nice old truck. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff.